In our first piece, every bit of the architectural style, done all, by the way, in plywood, has a function. Watch this.
The renovation of this apartment was to solve a very particular problem in that the owners didn't have enough room. The owners purchased the apartment below their existing apartment to provide a master bedroom suite and 2 children's bedrooms in a little more elaborate, a little more spacious setting than would have been possible. We immediately gutted the apartment, removed everything, down to the original structure. We made a hole in the ceiling to go up to the main penthouse floor. The original apartment was virtually untouched, except for the stair bulkhead which comes up through the floor slab and presents itself as a piece of furniture in the existing room. We also did a stereo cabinet, and we wanted to have a very visible sign that there was something else that you would experience as you moved into another part of the apartment. They have 2 very small children, so to use materials that can't sustain the level of abuse that small children provide in rummaging through the apartment on a daily basis, we moved to use the plywood surfaces that protect corners and also produce a secondary level of design and detail. It also goes down to the screw fasteners, which are very small, which produce an even more elaborate layer of detail, which are the fasteners that hold the panels to the walls. Architecture and design is always a byproduct of how materials are produced, and right now culture produces materials that are in sheet form. They're in 4x8 sheets, and I embarked on a process of saw cuts and detailing, and out of that intricacy of cutting and joining would produce a level of design and detail that would provide the ornamental features that have seemed to have evaporated in 20th century architecture. The closets are really an element of a more lyrical quality to the design. They're meant to be very much about fun, puzzle parts, and one can see in some cases where the hand marks change as the kids will grow up, the finger holes are in different places. All of it is a kind of fantasy about the occupation of the space, and to provide this screen of woodwork that fills into the blank white plaster walls. The bathrooms were seen as almost marble blocks. They're very small, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch marble tiles. They're hand set, so they appear to shimmer and glow. It was very important, I think, that we felt that it didn't have a uniform quality, but had a kind of luster to it and a kind of casual quality, and a solidity to it that made it feel like the water would be impervious to the space. Light is very integral not only to the clients but also into the work I've done over the last 24 years. Seeing light through fixed or translucent or transparent membranes allowed one to have a sense that there was space beyond the room that you were in, and so it is used in very particular locations as you move through the apartment to make it feel much larger than it actually is, which is essential in dealing with small and intricate volumes of space. My favorite part was really being able to develop the thickness in the wood that we did in the stair bulkheads, to use it in a very different way than we had done before, and to have the pieces really be figures in the space, to have them really animate the walls and animate the movement through the space. And as you move through the hallways and you pass through the doors, you get a real sense of variation and change and excitement to the space. So there is a kind of choreography to the making of space. It's very important in small space, especially because of the cramped quarters, because of the complexities of movement and the dimensional sizes, that this strategy be worked out and be elaborated and developed both with the architect and with the owner, but also with the tradesmen and the craftsmen who will give it the solidity, the density, and the intensity of finish that is really necessary to produce an extraordinary work of design.